Hello everybody, it's Gloria from Gigi the Crochet Queen and welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial will be on the top that I have in the picture, but I'll be using a different color. This is Mandala ombre, and this is the yarn that I used for the first top, and the colorway for that yarn is Serene, S-E-R-E-N-E. This one is called Balance. This is a 4 medium weight yarn. And let's see, the recommended hook size is an I, and that is the hook size that I'll be using. There are 344 yards in this, and I'm going to use both skeins of this to make this top. So this top may be a little shorter than my other top, but it will still be beautiful. And what I wear under this top is just a camisole top, a tank top, whatever you want to wear underneath it, or be daring, just wear a bra. So I am going to try to recreate this pattern, because this was something that I did off the top of my head. I started thinking about doing one pattern, before I knew it I was doing something totally different. So I continued, and I like how it turned out, and I've had a few people to ask me about a pattern. So here goes a nothing. I will also write the pattern, and it'll be on my Etsy shop. So if you are someone that likes patterns, be my guest to purchase it. And I'll say in advance, thank you so much. So get your materials together and let's get started. Okay, so did I even say what materials to do? Anywho, you will need the eye hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook, a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle. And put that to the side. And you want to start with a slip knot, however you do your slip knot. And you want to do a chain of 110. Now, my size is a large to medium large, so the 110 was good for me, but I did have to go back around it to decrease. But since that is the way I started, that's the way I'm going to start this one. And this went around my shoulders, and if you want to keep it just around the shoulders and wear it as a off the shoulder top, then this would be great. If you have to decrease the amount of chains, then you just want to stick to a even number. So again, I am going to chain 110. So go ahead and make your chain, and I will see you at the end of my 110 chains. Okay, so I have did my 110 chain, and then what you want to do is take your chain and follow it down and make sure it does not twist. And when you get to the end of your chain, just slip stitch to join. And if you are going to wear this as an off the shoulder top, make sure you take into account if your yarn has any stretch. Like this yarn definitely has stretch, so if you may need to decrease your stitches so that it stays on the shoulder area, or you can just make a wider band and put some elastic in it and keep it on your shoulders with the elastic. But I did not do the off the shoulder because I am so used to things being on my shoulders, and I would automatically keep pulling it up, so I just went ahead and skipped that off the shoulder look altogether. So I've got down to the end, and I'm going to slip stitch to join my two ends together. So, and as you can see, lots of stretch with this yarn. Okay, now all you want to do now is chain 3 and do double crochets into each stitch, each chain across, and that first chain 3 counts as a double crochet. And you want to do 2 rounds of double crochets. And as I said, I had to adjust my neckline because I did not want the off the shoulder top, so I had to do a few rounds of decreasing to get it to the right area of my neckline that I wanted it to be. So as I said, this is not something that I was had a pattern for. It just was a pattern that came to me and I made it, and I like the way it looked, and now I'm gonna have to see if I can recreate it again because I did not write down everything that I did. So bear with me if things are off or if I have to make changes throughout this video, but I thought I would share what I did. So go ahead and make 2 rounds of double crochets, and when you get to the end of this round, you just slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 and do a chain 3 and double crochet into each stitch around. And I'll meet you at the end of round 2 of your double crochets. I have finished my second round of double crochets. Almost pulled that out. So you want to slip stitch into the top of your chain 3. Okay, well, you can see that my color has changed from when I started this, and that is because I was doing the wrong pattern. So after you do your, and you can see how far I was into this wrong pattern. Looks nice, but not right. So get that out of the way. You want to chain 3. This is after you finish your 2 rounds of double crochets, and then do a double crochet into that same space, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Then I have finished the first round of my double V stitch. Slip stitch to join in the top of the chain 3. Slip stitch into that double crochet and slip stitch into your chain 2 space. Chain 3, double crochet into that chain 2 space, chain 2, and 2 double crochets into the same chain 2 space. Now you are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and go into your next chain 2 space and do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and again chain 3, 1, 2, 3, go to your next chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, that is your repeat pattern around. And when you get to the end, you just slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, slip stitch into your double crochet, slip stitch into the chain 2 space, and begin this pattern again. And you want to make this pattern long enough so that you can create a sleeve, 2 sleeves I should say. And once you get it long enough, I think mine is 9 to 10 rows. So when I get to enough rows to create a sleeve or sleeves, I will come back on. So again, your repeat, I hope I did, let me make sure. Nope, I did too. So again, your repeat is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets into your chain 2 space, then you chain 3 and go to your next chain 2 space, and that is your repeat. So chain 3, skip to your next chain 2 space. Hope I wasn't off camera. 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets into your chain 2 space, chain 3, and repeat. So I will meet you when I get to the length that I need to create my sleeves. I have completed 12 rows or rounds of the double V stitches, and I tried it on to find my armhole, and I put a stitch marker there. I measured it and it's 9 inches, and that is comfortable for me. And I also did the same thing to the other side. Different color stitch marker, but the same. So once you do your armholes, you just go ahead and start your pattern again. And when you get to your armhole, let me see, am I on the right side or the wrong side? When you get to your armhole, you are going to chain 3 and connect the other side, and then just continue around. So let me go ahead and do the pattern until I get to my first stitch marker, and I will come back on to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I am at my first stitch marker, and you want to do your double V stitch into that first one that has the stitch marker, and then chain 3, and you want to go over to your next one. You can take that stitch marker out, and then do your double V stitch into your next one, and then you just continue the pattern. Chain 3, go over to your next V stitch and continue the pattern until you get around to your next stitch marker, and I'll meet you at the next stitch marker. So you have right now created your armhole. Now I'll meet you at the next stitch marker. I am at my next stitch marker. So you want to do your same pattern, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and go. You can take your stitch marker out and go into your next space and do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, I think I went the wrong direction. I sure did. Turn it that way. So I'm going in the correct direction. All right. There we go. You have to know the correct direction. Chain 2 and 2 double crochets. And your second armhole is done. And just follow the pattern around, and now you can crochet this as long as you want it to be. You just continue the same pattern of 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in each chain 2 space, chain 3, and then same pattern, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and when you get to the end, you slip stitch to join into the top of the chain 3 and slip stitch into the double crochet, and then slip stitch into the chain 2 space, chain 3, double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochets into that chain 2 space. So that is your pattern. So continue to make it the length that you want, and when I'm finished with my length, I'll come back and show you how I made my collar area smaller, because right now this would be off the shoulder, and as I said, I don't really care about off the shoulders, because I'll automatically start to pull it over my shoulders. But if you want it to be off the shoulder, then you just make it as long as you want, and your top is finished. So I will meet you when I finish my length and then go on to the collar area. Okay, I have finished my top, and I've gone as far as I wanted to go because this will stretch, so it'll be a little bit longer once I block it. Something I don't look forward to, but anywho, I have found it a necessary evil. So I did a total of 10 rounds after I did my armholes, and you can make it as long as you want to, but this is as far as I'm going with it. Now I am going to work on the neckline. So I finished, where's my tail? This is where I finished, so I want to start in that same area at the top where I started my top. So what I am going to do is make a round of single crochets, and then I'm going to do a round of half double crochets, and then I will come back on and start the decrease. So the decrease for me will be every 10th stitch I am going to do two double crochets together. So that is how I'll do my decrease, and you can do your decrease however you want, but you want to make sure it's a gradual decrease so that you can check how much you want your neckline to go in. So that's where I'm going to start with single crochet round, then a half double crochet round, and then I'll start a double crochet round, but I'll do a decrease on every 10th stitch. So I will meet you after I finish that first decrease round. I just wanted to show you what I am doing on this first round of single crochet. So I have attached my yarn and did a single crochet where I attached my yarn, and I'm just going to go through the bottom of those double crochets so that I don't have a big space if I went to the top. So just do a round of single crochets, and I'm just going into the bottom of my double crochet so that my stitches are tight and it's not like a huge separation between the single crochets and the double crochet. And so you can see that it's nice. So continue that, and then when you get to the end, just do a slip stitch into that first single crochet. You should be able to see it. And then do a chain one, and then do a half double crochet round. And then when you get to finish your half double crochet round, slip stitch to join in the top of your half double crochet, chain two, and then do a double crochet into that same space, and do your decreases evenly depending on how many double, let me see, however long your chain was. My chain was 110, so I'm doing a decrease every 10th double crochet. So I hope I haven't confused anyone, but I will meet you after I finish my first round of decreasing. And that is what the single crochet row looks like. I am at the end of my first decreasing round, and I thought about it, maybe someone may not know how to do a decrease of a double crochet. So here it goes. You start a double crochet, you stop there, yarn over, go to your next stitch, and do half of that double crochet. You have 3 on your hook. Pull through all 3, and that is a decrease. That's 2 double crochets together. That's usually how you see it in a pattern. And we're going to slip stitch to join on top of that first double crochet, chain 2, and then do a double crochet into that same space. So I am going to alternate my decreasing. So I'm going to do a round of just double crochets. And then my next round I'm going to decrease on every 9th stitch, then do another round of double crochets. So if you are following along with me, just go ahead and do a round of double crochets, and then your next round would be a decrease every 9th stitch, and then the following round would be another round of just double crochets. So this is the finished top, and what I did was, after I did my round of double crochets, I did a chain 1 and single crocheted around the neckline, and now it is ready to be blocked and worn. So I will definitely be blocking this because this yarn is stretchy, and I want my V-stitches to line up. So I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe, like, and comment, and don't forget to hit that bell so that you will always be notified when I am on. Bye-bye.